Hello, past clients of Summit Funding. It's Todd Scrima. Thanks for listening to this video. I'm going to be a little vulnerable with you, maybe a little touchy-feely today. So I'm with my wife just a couple nights, about 3 days ago, and we discovered that we hadn't did date night in about 4 weeks. And I got every excuse under the sun, just like everybody else, on why I didn't do it, but I didn't. And so the conversation goes something like this: hey, you know, I'm just not feeling as close as recently as we have been. And of course that leads into, I'm like, hey, why is that? So I discovered that, now my wife and I have been doing date night pretty consistent for about 10 years now. And here's what I'll tell you. You know, I'm like a lot of you. I've got 2 big businesses. We got 3 small kids. I've got every excuse under the world not to do date night. Now, I love date night, but my natural instinct is to push it down and do the kids' sports first and do this first. Here's what I got to tell you. First of all, how I fixed it was I called our date person and I said, look, every Thursday for the rest of my life, you will be here at 5 o'clock until 8:30, okay? How we do date night is we write down, we take a piece of paper, and we put little strips of paper, and we put a fun date. Go to movies, go to sushi, go to hot yoga together, go for a long walk, a picnic along the river. And we put all these suggestions, and then we put them in there's a little jar that we have in the kitchen, and it's called the date night jar. And we just pick it out the day before and say, hey, this is what we're doing. So it makes it kind of fun. So I made it very consistent. And we do a lot of fun things. I mean, we like date night. I think what I've learned around this is I've got to treat my wife like she's my #1 client on this earth. And my preacher told me that. The guy who married Nicole and I told me that. And I sometimes need to be reminded. Okay. The second thing is, and this is something that when I talk to a lot of couples, they'll say things like, you know, I feel like a roommate. You know, your spouse is not your roommate. Your spouse is someone that you put first before the kids, before the career, and we've got to treat our marriage that way. So I'm not a marriage counselor, but I do a lot of coaching of professional people, and I find that for me and for others, this topic is super, super important, okay? Next thing, some of you guys, of course, I'm going to ask for loans. So we do loans for a living. So here's the key to some of you as past clients. Our COO, Chris Rimrose, came up to me yesterday and said, hey, give me a high five. I high-fived her. I said, what's going on? She says, I finally can refinance my house. My value's there. Guys, home values have gone up in all over America quite a bit. So you may have looked into refinancing before and not been able to refinance. Now you can, okay? A lot of you. So if you're not sure of what your value is, call the loan officer who sent you this email, and you could say, hey, what's the value of my house? You know, I may need to refinance. I'll tell you what's going on in the interest rate market is the Feds and what they call quantitative easing is backing off, and you're going to see interest rates go up quite a bit over this year. So right now, temporarily, they're still pretty good. No one expects that to last. Like they're going to jump up quite a bit any day. So take advantage of it if you haven't already, or if you have a friend or family in there who wants to buy a house. We mainly do purchases. Let us know. We would love to do a new purchase based on a referral. Just type in, hey, you know, Todd, good seeing you on the email or whatever. You know, call Dixie. She's my friend and she's looking for a house. We would really, really love any referrals you guys. It's how we get all of our business. Thank you guys very much for listening. Make it a great month.